depositions conducted under the authority of FAR 16.5 often resemble those conducted under FAR 15.3. However, there are big differences. Communications with offerors and the terminology used to describe them are very different under FAR 15.3 versus FAR 16.5. FAR 15.306 describes specific policy for clarifications, communications, and discussions. A competitive range must be established to engage in discussions, and discussions must be held with all offerors in the competitive range. After discussions in FAR 15.3, the contracting officer must request final proposal revisions, or FPRs, before making the award. In contrast, FAR 16.5 has no specific policy for communications with offerors. You may converse with one, some, none, or all offerors if the process is described in the NITAAC.NIH.gov or Fair Opportunity Proposal Requests, FOPRs. There is no requirement to establish a formal competitive range. Interchanges and exchanges between government and contract holders are allowed throughout the process. Lastly, there is no requirement for a final proposal revision before you make an award. The Fair Opportunity Team may determine one or a few offerors have the highest potential to provide best value to the government. Once the offeror is identified, the government may hold interchanges with only that one or fewer than all offerors to address any remaining issues and settle the final terms of the order. These issues may be technical, price, or past performance related, or deal with contract documentation. If the interchanges do not result in an awardable proposal, the government may continue interchanges with the next most favorably positioned offeror for the same purpose and continue until award is made. Get familiar with the terminology in FAR 16.5, interchanges and exchanges, versus FAR 15.3's use of clarifications, communications, and discussions. It is a common mistake to use FAR 15.3 terminology when processing FAR 16.5 orders. There may come a time when the use of FAR Part 15 procedures is appropriate under the GWAC. In rare instances, the Fair Opportunity Proposal Request must be clear of its intentions to use FAR Part 15 procedures in order to trigger their application, but those instances should be few and far between. To eliminate confusion in interpretation, use the terminology associated with the prescribed FAR part. Remember, make sure your solicitation specifies how you will employ interchanges with offerors. For example, the government can conduct exchanges with one or more offerors or award without exchanges. The government can conduct exchanges with one offeror, and if an award is not viable, move on to the next offeror without notifying all offerors. Exchanges may address technical, price, or past performance related or administrative issues, or exchanges can be conducted orally and in writing. Be careful about adopting concepts, procedures, and terminology from FAR Part 15 when using FAR 16.5, and check with your agency to see if they have further guidance. For more information on communicating with offerors when using GWACs, please visit the NITAAC website for other NITAAC videos, tools, and templates.